draft to the future. Yeah! Run the metrics, breaking down the tape now. See the vision of a future great now. Data-driven, film confirmed. That's the motto, lesson learned. Data-driven, film confirmed. Welcome to the show.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Draft of the Future. It's Ryan with another player profile. And today I might be the most excited about any position that I've been covering. I love the tight end position. It's the position that I think if I was gifted with height of any kind, I would probably have played. Because you have to be an absolute dog to play tight end and you have to be versatile. And that's exactly what the player we're about to talk about is. So make sure you like and subscribe, turn on notifications so you can get all future videos. But today we're going to talk about Peter Clarke out of Temple. He came from across the ocean, was trained in the NFL International Program, and he might be the best NFL style tight end in this entire draft class. He's a very strong blocker. He's got great size. I believe he's 6'6", 265 or something like that. And he's got great hands. And once he gets moving, he may not have the best top end speed, but once he gets moving, good luck bringing him down. So I've got a handful of clips here we're going to watch, and I'll break down the things that I like about him. So let's go ahead and get on into it. And this first clip is just an example of his contested catch ability. He makes this incredible contested catch and just makes the defender look like a little boy. You ready? All right, here we go. He's right there. He makes his block, gets off the block, and catches it over top of this guy, hand in his face, hand on the ball, and he still makes the play. Just a great example of the type of player he is. Now, he's still getting better at blocking, and sometimes when he's getting downfield, his blocks don't go as planned. So here's an example of that. All right, so he's getting downfield, and he tries to block this guy, but he gets turned around a little bit. So that's something that I saw a few times on film, not like all the time or anything, but it happened a little bit. So I think that's something that he needs to get better at, blocking out in space. When he's running in space and has his eyes downfield, he has no trouble as long as the play is developing behind him. But in this case, where he needed to turn and adjust to the block, it didn't go well. And then this one's another example of his goal line blocking ability. Gets in the way there, makes a nice block. We'll watch that again. That was a short play. Whoop. Gets on his guy, gets in the way, allows just enough time for the play to be made. All right. Now moving to another game here against UTSA. This is another example. He's playing in line. He makes a block and then gets open. So here we go. Makes a block and then gets open, becomes that safety net for his quarterback, and then he gets down the field a good ways too. So let's watch that again. I honestly really like this play a lot because it shows what he can do from an inline position. Makes his block. Once the play develops, he breaks out open, makes the catch that on a not great throw, honestly. And then he gets downfield. That's like a 15, maybe 20-yard pickup. All right, this next one. So here, concentration, handles the hit, another contested catch. And then I told you he was hard to tackle. Here we go. Knows he's going to get hit, but then they try to pull him down. He keeps going. Look at the drive of his legs there. We're going to watch that one again. All right, here we go. So again, he's about to get hit, still makes the catch, holds on, and then just dragging two whole humans down the field, making this relatively, short gain. to a big one. I don't want to watch that one more time just because. It's this next play here. Again, tough catch. He's going to get hit, and he just drags two bodies with him down the field for a big, big gain. That's the type of play that can revitalize an offense, and that's the type of player he is. He does that consistently. Um, and this next one, it's hard to see. Honestly, I wish I could have found like the film version of this play. But the player is called for a hold on him. He had a hold of his shoulders and was pulling him down. But he's still able to make this great catch for a touchdown. Again, the guy was holding him, not letting him adjust, and he still was able to make the play. In the red zone, he is perfect. All right. And then this next one, I don't believe the quarterback throws it to him on this next one, but he makes his block and then he does what tight ends need to do, which is find the open space. Okay, no, he did make this. Oh yeah, no, he's wide open. All right. So again, the quarterback here chose to take the other option. But he makes his block. There we go. He makes his block and then he gets open. Easy touchdown if they wanted to go to him, and he went to the other option. And then here's the last one is an example of him in the run game, getting some push, standing up the defensive end. Watch that again. Hits the defensive end, gets some push, moving the body down. All right. So that's Peter Clarke. Now, I could have put a lot more clips in there, but it would just been very repetitive and showing the exact same thing over and over again. What I will say is that he is a player that you can play inside. He spent the majority of his time as an inline player. He can go outside. With a tight end, you don't want it to be a situation where that tight end is on the field, so you know they're going to run, or that tight end is on the field, so you know they're going to pass. You want to have a tight end that is versatile, that can help your offensive coordinator get creative and make the defense guess. And that's exactly what Peter Clarke is. I think if you put Peter Clarke on just about any team in the NFL, he is going to be a massive, massive part of that offense. And as a Bengals fan, with some aging tight end, and some injury-prone tight ends, I would love to see him. But I think he's going to go as high as round 1. But I would say at the latest, he's going day 2. He's just too good of a talent. So that's Peter Clarke. Make sure you watch him at Temple this year, and make sure you join me for the next video.